Welcome to the Broken Arrow Senior Chair Yoga. My name is Tiffany, and we'll do about 30 minutes of chair. So if you'll go ahead and find that chair. If you need any block straps, feel free to grab them. Try to keep this as simple as possible. So as you're sitting in your chair, just take a moment to continue to breathe into this space. And as you're breathing into this space, just notice how you connect to your chair. Let's take a couple deep breaths. And maybe you relax. Just go ahead and relax back into your chair. And we'll start out with a little box breathing. So just scan the body, notice any tightness that you may be holding on to, and just see if you can allow yourself to release and let it go. Just softening that space between your eyebrows as you relax the skin on your face, allowing your jaw to become slack as you allow your tongue to float away from the roof of your mouth. Shoulders, again, softening. Just taking a couple more breaths here. Breathing into this space. Allowing your glutes to release, allowing you to melt a little bit closer into your chair, your thighs, your toes, your fingers. Joining in the party, letting everything let go. Finding that gentle, soft gaze in front of you, or you can close your eyes, it's up to you. And then whenever you're ready, drop your chin to your chest. And as you drop your chin to your chest, slowly start to roll your right ear to your right shoulder. And taking a moment to pause. And then dropping your chin back to your chest, rolling your left ear to your left shoulder. Just notice how that feels. And then dropping your chin back to your chest, rolling your right ear to your right shoulder. Maybe you lift your head up just a little bit more. And then dropping your chin back to your chest. Again, rolling your left ear to your left shoulder and just taking a moment to pause. And then dropping your chin back to your chest. You're going to lift up. So you're pulling your chest away or your back away from the back of the chair. Pulling your ears up to your shoulders, bring your head up to neutral, and then exhale, dropping your shoulder blades down your back. When you drop your shoulder blades down your back, bring your hands out to the side, and then as you inhale, lift your hands up to the ceiling, and then exhale, twisting towards your right, allowing your left hand to either fall outside of your right knee. Right hand can either come directly behind your back if that's too much. You can allow your right hand to fall out to the right side of the body. So pick whichever one works for you. Try both of them out, and then just take a moment to pause in whichever one best suits your needs. Think about as you inhale, you're lifting up through the chest, and as you exhale, you're twisting a little bit deeper into this pose. So inhale, lifting the chest, exhale a little deeper. Being mindful of your spine because we're still warming up as you breathe into this space. And then inhale as you release, lifting your hands back up to the ceiling. As you exhale, twisting towards your left, right hand comes out to the side of your left knee. Left hand comes either directly behind your chair or out to the side body, breathing into that space. Taking a couple breaths. So as you inhale, you lift your chest. As you exhale, you twist a little bit deeper. And so moving with that breath, lifting and twisting. And again, not forcing anything, just breathing into that space. One more breath here. And then inhale, lifting your hands back up to the ceiling. Exhale, twisting towards the left, which is my other right. You notice my left and my right. Either way, it doesn't matter. You're twisting on both sides. And then inhale back up to the center. Exhale towards your left. And if you went right, then go right. So it doesn't matter. Just as long as you get both sides. And then inhale back up to the ceiling. Exhale, dropping your hands down to your knees, breathing into that space. And then just rotate your shoulders. So inhale, pulling your shoulders up. Exhale, dropping them down, rotating between that space, giving yourself a gentle baby massage. Just notice how that feels. Once your shoulders are down your back, pause, rolling your shoulders forward as you breathe into that space. Just notice how that feels, opening up. Next time you roll your shoulders forward, pause, inhale, pulling your shoulders up to your ears, exhale as you drop them down your back, breathing into that space, bringing your hands out to the side, inhale, lifting your hands up to the ceiling, and then as you exhale, twist towards the right, one more time, breathing into that space, and then inhale, lifting back up, exhale, twisting towards the left, inhaling up, and then this time as you hinge forward, allow your hands to come forward. Your back is flat, so you're going to feel your tailbone lift just a little bit, but still press into your thighs, reaching forward. One more breath, and then exhale, allowing your spine to round. Arms are coming forward and around, sliding out to the side of your knees. Taking a moment to pause, coming into ragdoll as you're breathing into this space, and then inhale one vertebrae up at a time. Notice how that feels. Bring your hands out to the side. Inhale, lifting your hands up to the ceiling. And then exhale as your spine starts to round. Feeling that shoulder blades fall away from each other as you round your back. Allowing your hands to come down to your side, breathing into that space. One more breath, allowing your chest to become a little bit heavier, and then rolling up one vertebrae at a time, coming into neutral space, taking your right ankle, placing it on your left knee. If that's too much, you can always cross at the ankles. So if you like, you can take your right ankle, cross it over your left ankle. This works perfectly well. Or again, you can bring your right ankle, place it on your left knee. So pick whichever one you feel comfortable with. And when you're ready, place your right hand on your right knee. As you press your right knee away, being mindful of the hip as you breathe into this space, lifting the chest proud. Slowly start to hinge forward as you breathe into that space. You're going to feel that stretch outside. So on that sciatic nerve that runs down the right leg as you breathe into this space. One more breath here, and as you exhale, allowing your spine and the crown of your head to round, breathing into that space, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. And then exhale as you hinge forward, breathing into that space, allowing the back to become flat. And then maybe you go a little bit deeper, and then once you've hit that edge, round your back, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, lifting into this space. Last one, hinging forward, allowing your back to become flat as you're breathing into this space. And then whenever you're ready, allowing your spine to round as you breathe into this space, rolling one vertebrae up at a time, and then taking a moment to pause once there. You can either keep your leg and then take your right hand, press your right knee over the left side. So you can do like a slight eagle's pose. It's not a close, tight one. Or you can cross at the ankles as you breathe into this space. So again, ankles or over the top of the calf, depending on how flexible you are. If you want to go for full eagle's pose, you can take the back foot and wrap it around, breathing into that space. I can do the other side, but this side is not my strong side, so this is what you're getting. Do what you can as your body. You have to get out of this chair. So just because you can doesn't mean you should. Check your ego, because it will take you into eagle if you let it, not comfortably. All right. So as you bring your hands out to a T, opening it up, bringing your elbows into cactus arms. Press your elbows back as you feel your chest open, and then bringing your palms towards each other. They don't touch at this moment, but just notice how that feels between your shoulder blades, and then inhale, lifting your hands, pressing your elbows back, feeling your chest expand. This time as we bring our hands towards each other, you can bring your palms and your elbows to touch, feeling that space, and then opening up a little bit more as your arms come back your chest. This time, if you choose to, you can take your left arm underneath your right. So we're going into full eagle. So if you want, here's perfectly well where your hands are centered away from each other. If you want your elbows and palms to touch, you can do that. If it feels comfortable for you to touch at the back of your, like you're doing an X with the back of your hand, or your left hand goes underneath your right, and you can come into eagle's pose. So whichever one you choose to do, know it's your body, it's your shoulders. Be mindful and respectful of your body. Inhale, lifting your elbows up. Pull, and then as you exhale, rounding the shoulder blades, feeling that opening. And then inhale, lifting up. And then exhale, rounding. Last one, inhale, lifting up. And then exhale, rounding. Coming back into neutral, unwinding your arms, releasing, shaking them out. Dropping your hands, if you choose to, down to the side of your chair. Unwinding your legs, lifting up. And then exhale, rounding your back. Shoulders roll forward. Inhale, lifting your chest proud. And then exhale as you round your shoulder blades in towards each other. Coming back to neutral. And then releasing your hands. Again, you can either, we're going to take our left ankle and cross it over our right. So you can go right here. This works perfect. Or if you like, you can take your left ankle and place it on your right knee. So whichever one you want to do, whether it be at the ankle or the knee, know your body, respect your space. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. Again, taking your left hand and placing it on your left knee. You press your palm into your knee, breathing into that space, lifting up the chest. As you exhale, slowly start to hinge forward, taking a moment to pause as you breathe into this space. Whenever you're ready, allow your back to round. Crown comes towards your thigh, or not, no, I guess it's towards your thigh and your calf muscle, and then rolling one vertebrae up at a time. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift up, allowing your head to be the last thing to lift. As you exhale, you're going to hinge forward. And then once you feel that edge stop, allowing your shoulders to and your back to round, rolling up one last vertebrae at a time. Last time as you hinge forward, breathing into that space, allowing the crown of your head to flow towards the ground, and then rolling up one vertebrae at a time, taking a moment to pause as you breathe into this space, and then whenever you're ready, allowing your left knee to slide over, or again, you can cross at the ankles. So if you choose to cross at the ankles, that's perfect. Or again, you can come at the top of that's well, or if you want, like I said, that eagle's pose, here's what I was talking about. You can wrap your foot around completely if you choose to. Again, it's your practice, so if you just want to stay here, that's fine. If you want to kick it out here, that's fine. If you want to cross at the ankles, whatever works for you. Inhale your arms out to cactus, breathing into that space. Opening up the body. And then this time we'll drop our hands. So think about dropping them down to your side so your elbows are kind of tucked towards your ribs a little bit, or pressing towards your rib. And then press your hands back as you breathe into that space. Leaning forward, you're going to feel that tightness on your elbows. And then inhale, keeping your hands up, lift them up so your palms are going back towards the wall. You're going to feel that stretch. And your palms are, so they're not this way, they're this way. So as you exhale, we're rounding the spine, pressing the palms back, lifting the chest forward, and then lifting up the arms. Like I said, they're away from you towards the back of the wall as you're breathing into that space, lifting your chest. And then exhale, last one, dropping your hands down, chest comes down as your fingers lift up, as if someone was pulling you up by your fingertips, feeling that stretch. Keep your elbows in, so don't let them splay out. Keep them back and down, and then inhale as you're lifting up. Hands are coming up. You're going to feel that stretch because your palms are going towards the back wall. Elbows are rolled in towards the back. And then exhale, bring your hands back to neutral, dropping them back down to your side, uncrossing your legs wherever they're at. Bringing your hands in, placing both your hands on your shins. As you inhale, you're going to lift your chest, and as you exhale, you're going to round your back, breathing into that space. Inhale, lifting your chest. Exhale, rounding your back. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. All right, coming back to neutral, sliding forward to the edge of your chair. As you come to the edge of your chair, for safety, you can either keep your hands on your chair, lift your hips up just a little bit. If you feel like you have good balance, you can go ahead and slide forward. place your hands into heart, hands to heart center if you would like to breathe into chair. So you can do chair here, or you can do a supported chair with your hands on the chair just in case you lose your balance. Breathing into that space. One more breath. We're going to feel our thighs slowly start to kick in. Feel that muscle, feel that work building into that space. One more breath here, and then inhale, lifting up. Finding that balance. Stepping to the right side of your chair. So as you step out to the right side of your chair, placing your left hand on the back of the chair, rooting into your left foot, coming up on your right toes, breathing into this space. And once you're there, as you come up on your toes, you can keep your foot right here, or you can lift your right foot up. And whenever you lift your right foot up, try not to hang out into that hip. A lot of times we can, so lift up as you're breathing into that space. Pivot the right foot out to the right side of the body. You can come into one of three places, whether it come at your ankle, the inside of it, so your ankle, inside of your calf, or the inside of your thigh. Once you're there, hand is still rooted into the chair. Inhale, lifting your right hand up and over to the left side of your body, and then exhale, floating it down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, floating down. Last one, as you inhale, lift up. Exhale, float down. Bring your hand back to your waist, lifting your right foot up, bringing it back forward. And then as you exhale, press the right foot down and then lean it back. So you're not leaning forward, you're keeping your upper body neutral, but like I said, whenever you come up, you're like pressing it back. Imagine if you're like on a skateboard, you know how they like do that press motion? So that's what you're doing, is you're pressing it back, lifting up, breathing into that space, rooting into that standing leg. One more breath here, and then exhale, release. Shifting your weight to your right foot, rolling your left ankle. It's feeling that stretch, and notice what it feels like. And then pausing, going the opposite direction as you breathe into that space. All right, so bringing both hands down to the chair. So as you spread your fingers out, pressing through your shoulder blades, rooting into your left foot, slide your right foot back as you, your toes are still touching the ground. And then whenever you're ready, inhale, lifting your right leg up. So as you lift your right leg up, try not to open your head, but keep it stacked, breathing into that space. And then bending at the knee, lifting the foot towards the ceiling, feeling that stretch, and then bring your knee in. And then exhale, extend it back, knee in. And if this is too much for you, you can always keep your foot on the ground and just maybe lift it up. And if that's too much, you can always slide your foot in and back. So there's options of in and back. There's options of just lifting your leg up, or there's options of the full movement of having your foot lifting up and then pulling it into your nose. We'll do two more. And last one. And as your foot returns back towards the ceiling, breathing into that space, straightening the right leg out, allowing it to float down to the ground and sliding it back in. Shifting your weight to the right foot, coming up on the left toes. Again, you know the options. So you can slide your left toes out, still touching the ground. This is a great place to stop here, so you can always slide in if you choose to, or if you want, you can have your toes towards the ground, lifting up if you choose to, or once you slid your foot back, bend so your foot's back, your hips are even. So again, like I said, try not to roll open. So, and then lifting your foot towards the ceiling, and then inhale, lift, knee to nose, and then open, knee to nose, and open, knee to nose. Last one, whichever one you chose. Open, and then sliding the foot back out so the leg is straight, and then lowering it back down to the ground, sliding your foot in, sitting back into your hips. So think about as you sit back into your hips, come down to your elbows, feeling that stretch, Bring a slight bend to your knees so your belly kind of hangs out on your thighs just a little bit. Press through your shoulders so you're not hanging in. And then whenever you're ready, slowly start to lift your tailbone towards the ceiling as you straighten your legs out. You're going to feel that stretch in the back of your hamstring. Breathing into that space, pressing the knees out just a little bit more. If you want, you can shift forward, breathing into that space. And then exhale, shift back. You're going to feel that stretch in the back of your hamstrings. Shift forward. It's like doing baby kind of dolphin push-ups, but in a chair. And then exhale back. Last one as you shift forward if you choose to, or you can stay still. And then exhale back, breathing into that space. And then bring your hips back to neutral, placing your hands back onto the chair. Taking a moment to pause, tucking your tail ever so slightly, softening the knees as you bring a slight bend, walking your hands up to the back of the chair, walking to the back of the chair as you come into this space, standing straight up, keeping your hands on the chair for balance, breathing into that space. One more breath here, just to ground back into the ground. Breathing into that space. And then walk your feet back ever so slightly, still keeping your hands on the back of the chair. As you inhale, lift your heels up, come to your toes, breathing into that space. As you exhale, lower your heels, lifting your toes, and then coming back to your heels. So you're just kind of rocking back and forth. So think about lifting your heels, coming up to the toes and the balls of the feet, coming back to the balls of the feet, coming back to the arch, to the heels, lifting your toes up one last time as you rock into this space, lifting the heels and then coming back down to neutral, breathing into that space and then stepping out to the left side of the body. So your right hand is now resting on here. So bringing your right hand to your right hip, you're going to root into the left foot. So think about as you root into the left foot, you're going to root to the right foot. You're going to come up on your left toes. So you're rooting to your right, coming up on your left. Try not to drop your hip. Bring it back even, breathing into that space. If you want, you can keep your foot on the ground. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your foot up. Again, you can keep it on the ground. It's your practice. You know what your capability is. The biggest thing is to respect and honor your body. Whenever you're ready, pivot it out to the left side, coming in one of three places, whether it be at your ankle, inside of your calf, or inside of your thigh. 1, 2, 3. Maybe you switch it up. I don't know. Just kidding. But do whatever works for you. As you rest your hand on your hip, you're going to inhale, lift your left hand over to the right side of the body, and then exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift and arch, feeling that rib cage fan open. Exhale, drop it down. Last one, inhale, lift up and over. Exhale, drop it down. Hand back to your waist, bringing your foot back down, out to the side. Again, we're going to do that skateboard, so think about sliding your foot back, but you're lifting up. So it's like you're elongating your spine, lifting up through the chest, pulling the hip back, so you're going to feel that breathing in. It's like tightening up your glutes. Really nice, breathing into that space. One more breath here, and then exhale, allow it to release. Let it go, shifting the weight over to the left as you come up on the right. Rotating the ankle as you breathe into that space. And then maybe going the other direction. And then taking a moment to pause as you breathe into this space. There we go. That feels good. And then whenever you're ready, slowly start to step to the outside of your chair. This time you're going to take your right foot and kind of pivot it in so you're stepping to the outside of your chair, so you can either stay right here, and then if you feel comfortable, slide the left foot back just a little and then drop in to the knee. So it's as if normally, you know how you do your stand and you do your knee this way. This time we're going to keep our hand on the back of the chair. So as you're on your hands on the back of the chair, breathing in, you're not dumping your weight, you're still keeping angled. And then lift your chest up. So think about lifting your chest up, dropping into that front knee. Then inhale, lifting your left hand up and over. And then as you inhale, lift up. If you have good balance, if you want and like I said, you know what works well for you, you can always inhale, lift up. So that works your obliques. So as you exhale, you drop down again. You can keep your hand on the chair and then inhale, lift up. We'll do 2 more and then exhale. And then inhale, lift, and then exhale. And then sliding the hand back up and around. So as you windmill the hand, breathing into that space, straightening the front leg back up, sliding the left leg in, and then switching legs. So my back's going to be a little bit towards you. That's okay. If you want, you can even walk over to the other side. So if you want to walk over to the other side just so you can see the camera, it's up to you. So again, you're going to turn your left foot in just a little bit. Bring a slight bend to the left foot. Slide the right foot out just a little bit. So you're coming into this side angle, and then inhale, lift your hand up. And then inhale, straightening your left hand, you're coming up. So again, exhale, dropping down. If you feel good about it, you can inhale, lift up. You know your balance. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. We're going to do 2 more. If you want to drop your hand down, you can. Exhale. And then inhale, lift. Last one. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. Sliding your hand down to your waist as you breathe into this space. Straightening your front leg. Pivoting it back to the front. And then walking back to the front of the chair as you let go. Breathing into that space again. We're going to come back into chair, so you're welcome to come into that slight squat. If you like, you can place your hands so that way you know where the chair is if you want to back it up. Breathing into that space. And then exhale as you slowly start to lower your hips down into the chair, releasing. And then as you look down at your toes, so imagine, you don't have to imagine because you have toes. So look down at your toes. Spread all your toes out and then lift them up. This is where you might need to use your imagination to encourage your toes to do it. So think about dropping your big toe down. So this is your thumb. So I'm going to correlate my thumb, my middle, my index, my big. So you're dropping your big toe down. And then the next toe we're going to drop down is our pinky, which is our toe. So the 3 toes in the middle should be up, and then drop your toe that is the ring toe, which is next to the pinky toe. Check. Guess what? Lift it back up, your big toe. So see if you can drop it back down. It's not happening. And then drop your middle toe down, and then drop your big toe down. Lift your ankles up. It was just working our toes out. Because like I said, we always keep them in shoes, and then roll it back down, breathing into that space. Lowering yourself back into your chair, relaxing your hands into your lap. And then we'll just do a box breathing to let everything go. So think about as you inhale for a count of 4. Pausing for a count of 4, so you're not inhaling or exhaling, you're just holding the breath. And then exhale for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding the breath out, pausing. 3, 2, 1. Inhaling. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Just following that breath, scanning your body. Just notice what's going on as you soften the skin on your face, allowing the space between your eyebrows. Tongue falls away from the roof of your mouth as your jaw becomes slack. And just breathing into this space. You're welcome to stay here, or you're welcome to come out of it. It's your practice. Just go ahead and close with this practice. Again, if you want to stay into the breath, you're welcome to breathe into that space. One more breath, and then just let everything go. Bringing your hand, placing one hand on your chest, the other hand on top of that, filling that breath as you inhale. Taking a moment to thank yourself for taking care of your mind, your body, and the essence of who you are. The next breath to someone who needs a little bit of extra hope, love, faith in their life, or whatever it is they choose to anchor into. Last breath is to the universe. May humans be healthy, happy, and find ease and peace. With much respect and honor, I thank you for taking time out of your day to make these practices. Continue to take care of yourself so when it comes time, you're able to take care of others. Thank you.